Have you ever noticed how people who aren't even trying to manifest often gets exactly what they want? Let's talk about why ease works better than effort. My name is Peter Abundant, aka Dr. Abundant, PhD and ordained minister of metaphysical sciences. I am also the author of The Future Self Frequency, which is now available on Amazon and also at thefutureselffrequency.com. Manifestation. It's the thing that we all talk about when it comes to spirituality. We all want to master it. We all want to figure it out. The first thing is to understand is that you are already a master of manifestation. So with that understanding, you begin to alleviate this idea of putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort and trying and trying and trying. Recognize that you are constantly in a state of manifesting something, because that is simply who you are. You are a creator. You are created by the creator, therefore you are a creator. Okay. Now, what you have to understand is that those people that tend to just kind of put it out there and they're so kind of nonchalant about it and very easy going about it. I know those people can be annoying, and they were annoying to me as well. But I started to see things and look at things differently when I recognized that they can actually teach me something. And I continued to ask myself the question, what is it about them? How is it that they can simply throw out something, set an intention, and then just be completely aloof, completely free, not even concerned about it once they say, even jokingly, that they want this thing? What is it about that allows them to actually materialize and attract that thing? Whereas I was, on the other hand, trying hard, working hard, putting in effort, sweat, hours, not sleeping, just to materialize something that they can just throw out there in their minds and speak it, let it go, not think about it ever again, but yet it will still attract them, right? It will still just go right to them. What is it about that? Well, over years and years and years of studying spirituality, manifestation, recognizing that we are creators, right? Our consciousness, by its very nature, wants to have particular experiences. Those experiences are thus what we call manifestations, materializations. And so by listening to consciousness, we recognize that, hey, these things that we absolutely desire, we dream about, we yearn for, right? Those things are actually what we're supposed to create. That's what we're destined to do in this world. Now, going back to the statement I made before, recognizing that you are already a master at manifestation. Now, if I told you, and if you actually believed that you are a master at basketball, at math, at art, at writing, at singing, or making music, you will by far be better than if I told you you weren't. Just simply the understanding and the positive influence or the positive anchor of a thing makes you better at it, right? So there's that. There's an ability here where you already broke through some boundaries, but now you have to put it into practice. You have to apply it, implement it, okay? And the more you apply it and implement it, the more you will recognize yourself. The more you will recognize that as a truth. Now, you take that and learn to direct that intentionally toward what you desire, you see, because this process relaxes you. It allows you to not be attached to a particular outcome. What does attachment mean? Attachment means that you are desperately clinging to it, that your very life depends on it. Okay. And by the mechanism and the way of the ego, if we are identified with the ego, like most of us are, we have this idea of wanting to survive because we believe, from the ego's point of view, that death is a real thing. But from consciousness point of view, death is not the real thing. Okay. What is real is transformation, right? Evolution, expansion. So when we and our bodies pass away, consciousness, doesn't die. It continues to move on. It continues to transition and go through different realms, realities, dimensions, what have you. So when we are understanding and we are led by consciousness, then we recognize that death is not real. But when we are being led by the ego, we cling to everything because we feel like there is a limit, there is a lack. All right. The ego functions from a place of separation, a place of thinking that it is you against everything else. Right. So the important thing about spirituality is identifying the ego as it relates to consciousness, understanding you are consciousness. Now, when you recognize you are consciousness, when you recognize all things that you are experiencing are a byproduct of how you think, how you feel, what you talk about, right? Your emotional state. Once you recognize that you are the catalyst to all these things happening, that means you recognize you have a choice. That means you recognize that, wait a minute, I am consciousness. I live forever. I am consciousness. All of these things that I'm experiencing is a byproduct of how I'm thinking, how I'm being, what I'm feeling. I can change it. Once you recognize you can change it, then you relax, right? You're not being led by the ego anymore. You're not being led by this mind state of scarcity, lack, but you're being led by the truth, the reality that everything is abundant. Everything is for you, not against you. Okay. So you have to recognize that being relaxed is the thing that's going to invite alignment with what you desire. Okay. Techniques are great, but it's very important to continuously conceptualize these understandings because that is the ultimate technique. Over time, your mind will make a shift from identifying with ego to identifying with consciousness. This is why you should be reading books over and over and over again. You should be listening to lectures over and over and over again. You should be applying what you are experimenting with over and over and over again, even if you feel like it didn't really work, because there are so many variables there, you know? So getting into this understanding of how people can easily materialize things without them putting in a lot of effort. Think about children, right? Children are one of the prime examples and one of our greatest spiritual teachers. When we look at a child, oftentimes a child can desire something and they can desire it to a point of playfulness, imagination, right? But one thing is you are so inspired, especially if that's your child, that you'll say, you know what? I love the way that they express their desire for this thing. Therefore, I'm going to get it. Then they get it, right? But sometimes it happens with other people. It could be a complete stranger that can identify that this child has a desire for something and is inspired by it, aligned with that energy that that child just kind of, expresses, right? And that person will immediately get that thing for that child. You think about candy, you think about ice cream, you think about all those things. Most kids love all those things, right? And so that is something that they can easily attract and get. Yeah, sometimes they'll have a fit if they don't get it. But most times, though, kids will attract the things that they desire. Other people, though, who are often unbothered by the idea that they may not get something, will often get it the most. Now, it is this sense of not being attached to a particular outcome that allows them to align with that thing. You see, they're not focused on what if I don't get it. They're just simply living in the present moment, moving forward with a sense of gratitude, a sense of love and appreciation for the now, even for the ability to imagine having that thing. And then they just let it go and continue to live their beautiful life. Right? And though you may look at their life and you may say that's not a beautiful life, to them, though, they have the ability to really recognize the amazing miracle of all things that are around them. So for them, it is beautiful. And that's another thing that allows them to align with that desire, that intention. You see, it is a matter of putting it out there, clearly stating within yourself that this is something that resonates with me and I do desire it. But also recognizing that without that, your life is still beautiful. Without that, that your life still means something to you, that it holds value, significance. And then that's when you can let go, right? Let go of the attachment that if you don't get this thing, that means that your life doesn't have meaning or value. So you have to understand, this is important, that when you can let go of an intention and you can do the work, I'm a firm believer in doing the work, right? Let's not get it twisted. Some people think manifestation is merely about just thinking it, feeling it, and that's it. Those are important elements of it as far as I'm concerned. But because we live in physical bodies and we live in a physical realm, we have to do some physical things, right? So effort is important. But if your efforts aren't matched or fueled, right, by the intention, by the desire, right, then it is not going to align quickly, right? Always going to take some time. But ultimately, the time it takes means the time that you need to actually shift your mind. You know, I'm somebody who loves working. I love doing things. And I get really pulled into the minutia of doing this and doing that. And I have to be always mindful that I'm not getting pulled into being busy rather than being productive. You always have to ask yourself that question when it comes to action, taking action and doing things. But you must recognize that action can often be a trap, right? There is a trap of working too hard, you know? Whereas when you are intentional, right, it is way more powerful. It backs the action, you know? But pressure, when we think too hard and we're thinking, I need to do, it creates resistance many times. Think about your body. When your body is constantly doing, right, your body is tense. It is restricting blood flow. It is restricting oxygen. It's ultimately restricting life. But when you are relaxed or being mindful about periods or states of relaxation, stillness, you are not tensing your muscles. You are relaxing as you breathe, right? You allow your blood vessels to relax, expand, to move more blood, more nutrients, more oxygen, right? When you relax, more oxygen goes into your lungs. And so that allows for more life, more vitality, okay? Same thing with overthinking. Be mindful about overthinking things because it can be very simple. Look for the simplicities of how you're going to do something if you feel like you need to do something. Okay. Obsessing is another thing. Recognize that there is work to be done, yes. But if you are obsessing to the point of it is distracting you or pulling you away from simple realizations and understandings, if it is pulling you away from a life of peace, happiness, and joy, right? If the obsession is taking you to a place of negativity, of attachment, of clinginess to an idea or to a thing, then it is too much. Then it is misaligning you. It is taking you away from actually materializing that thing. All right. Needing it now, right now, absolutely blocks the energy. So it's not about needing it. It's about simply understanding it is a desire. It is about simply understanding that you don't need it, but rather it is already yours. Even if it is only yours in your mind, in your imagination, and you play and have fun with that, that is okay. but never feel a sense of desperation when it comes to whatever it is that you desire. You know, you have to be about, you have to be a vibrational match. Okay. Because wanting it so badly, you essentially signal you don't have it. And you've heard that plenty of times before. And so the way people actually attract and receive these things is because they're just in a space of joy and relaxation and peace, tranquility that just allows for the alignment of that frequency, of that energy, of that thing. And that's essentially how they attract it. They may do some work and then they may let it go. That's one thing I've learned for myself is, okay, I have an intention. I have a desire. I have something that I know I'm meant to do. And so because I know I'm meant to do it, I know it'll get done, right? Because I'm aligned with consciousness. But I have to be mindful about not letting myself get pulled into this sense of I need to do it. No, it's already done. It's about aligning with your future self and recognizing that the future you who's sending the messages back, right, through the quantum field is essentially telling you, giving you the echoes, the signals, the messages, the breadcrumbs as to how you need to align and be mindful about the trajectory that you're going on with the things that you're thinking about, the things that you are desiring, and the things that you're doing. And so you just have to be at a space where you are relaxed in your desire to materialize your destiny. You see? So what actually works is being clear about what it is that you want, right? And then letting it go. So for me, it's a matter of, okay, I have an intention behind what I do, but I don't have an expectation as to what is supposed to come of it. I am clear that I want to write a book. I want to promote this or share with you this, but I am not attached to what that's supposed to be. I am not attached to the point where if it doesn't happen right now, then I am miserable, then I'm depressed, then I'm angry, then I'm frustrated, then I've lost hope. I recognize and trust in the messages from my future self to actually simply put in the work, do the thing, have a clear intention, have a clear picture in my mind, and essentially trust that me, who I am, is the creator. So you have to trust your identity as the creator of your reality, of the things that you want. You see, feeling good without needing the outcome is very, very imperative. Feeling good is the vibrational frequency that is going to bridge the gap between who you are now and who you will be, who you are meant to be, who you desire to be. Now, how you can apply this is simple. Set your desire and relax. Like really relax in it. Most times when we desire things, there is a sense of desperate, heavy, clingy energy. You don't want that. Okay? Desire is different than wanting. Wanting is more of a shallow, superficial thing that comes from the ego, whereas desire is something that you're meant to do. Okay? And if you're meant to do it, trust in yourself that it will get done. You have to relax though. And so in order to receive the inspirations, the messages, the ideas, some people say they work well under pressure. I definitely don't believe that. I think it's just a way of excusing procrastination. But ultimately, the more relaxed you are, the more you're able to receive downloads from the universe, right? Which I say is an extension of who you are, from your higher self. This is why we do things like meditation, mindfulness, yoga, things of that nature. It is to relax oneself mentally, spiritually, and physically. Focus on feeling aligned, not chasing the result. In other words, you are in a space where you are clear about the visualization, right? The imagining of yourself already having it. It is like if I told you, you know what, tomorrow you will get $1 million. All you have to do is walk around the block. That's it, right? It's the same thing. You are feeling aligned with that future self, and that future self is telling you simply, this is all you got to do. There is no desperate attempt. There is no fight. There is just simply recognizing that it is yours. And all you have to do is just own it. That's it. Simple. Detach and live like you already have it. It's already yours. You see, it's almost like payday. The day before payday, you're feeling good, aren't you? Why? Because it's already yours. You already have it, right? You already have it. And through the course of your history, right, your employment history or your history getting paychecks, it's continuous. You never doubt it. You never wake up on a Wednesday or Thursday, right, depending on what you get when you get paid. You never wake up questioning like, I wonder if I'm gonna get paid. No, you know you're getting paid. And if it doesn't happen, if it isn't deposited in your account, that is the shock. That is like, what is going on? There must be some mistake here. You see, you're shocked, right? Because that doesn't align with what you understand your life to be. So you have to continue to align yourself, live like it's already yours, move like it's already yours, eat like it's already yours, dress like it's already yours, communicate and talk with people like it's already yours, because it is. That's how you essentially materialize things that some people will look at you and say, how did you do that? That just came out of nowhere. No, it didn't. You already set the intention. You know, you already aligned with that vibrational frequency, that thing. You manifest best when you remember who you are, and that is God in motion. You are an expression of God, you know? So balance, be intentional, but stay in the flow. Thank you so much. Before I go, I really want you to check out this amazing journal that I created this is called the My Future Self Journal. It's an amazing journal. Go to myfutureselffrequency.com where you can access this amazing journal. And listen, it's time. It's time to be your future self. It's time to tap in and dial into the future self you desire to be. That future self is there waiting for you. So go to myfutureselffrequency.com, get the book. You can get the journal, or you can get the actual written book, which will walk you through the concepts of understanding how to dial into your future self. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and so much more. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.
I've never been the type to chase hype. I don't do trends. I don't believe in quick fixes, but I do believe in truth. And the future self frequency met me with truth I couldn't ignore. This wasn't about manifesting things for the sake of it. It wasn't about pretending to be happy or spiritual or successful. It was about alignment. Quiet, consistent alignment with the version of me I had buried under years of survival and responsibility. Reading this book wasn't a rush. It was a return to clarity, to intention, to peace. I didn't need another motivational speech. I needed a reminder of who I really am. That's what this book gave me. And the journal? It's now a part of my morning routine. Simple, direct, sacred. Writing to my future self changed the way I make decisions. It made the invisible visible. I'm not here to convince anyone, but if you're ready to lead yourself instead of waiting to be rescued, read the book, use the journal, and start showing up like the future you is already here, because she is.